What's up, everyone?
Hello! So it's Asia and Brian is joining me today, and we're going to be talking about money.
Money, money, money.
How are you feeling about it?
Money. I have no idea what's going on.
Right, so I found this article online. It's from Refinery 29, and it's 20 money questions to ask your significant other, or you should ask your significant other. So I thought it would be fun for us to answer it, and then hopefully this would inspire you to talk about money with your significant other or your parents or your best friend. Yeah.
Is the purpose is not, because I know it's like an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people, so I think this is a nice way to ice break that and to better understand your significant other. And
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right, honey.
Cool.
So there's 20 questions, but it's broken up into 3 sections, signifying kind of the different stages of your life. So we'll just kind of jump in because I don't know how long this video is going to be. But the first section is, with money, the past does predict the future. Understanding each other's money histories lets you build empathy for each other and identify experiences that impacted your outlook on money. So we are talking about the past right now. I guess past, present, future. That makes sense. Okay, so first question is, what is your first money memory?
That one's hard.
Yeah.
That one's really specific. I think for me,
it's just whatever comes to mind. There's no wrong answer here.
First thing that comes to mind was, I think my first purchase was the Michael Jackson album.
Which one?
I think it's
Bad. Thriller.
No, it's is Dangerous one?
Danger.
It's not called Danger.
Oh.
It's one that has like his eyes.
Michael.
Yeah.
Dangerous by Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. And I found it. That story was we were somewhere and we were unloading the car. I think it was like grocery store or something somewhere, and it was in there. And the thing is that it still had the sensor on it.
Yeah.
And so I could have just taken it, for free, but my parents made me go inside and pay for it.
Right. So you weren't doing anything illegal.
Yeah. But yeah.
My first money memory that comes to mind is that we have a book day in high school, and then where you just go and buy all your books. And my dad gave me a check to write out, and it made me very, very nervous. Like I practiced writing checks and stuff, so I would get it right and stuff. I don't know, it made me nervous.
Yeah, I still.
Well, you don't have checks.
Yeah, I still very much stray away from writing checks.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone really has checks these days. But that's my first money memory. Did you know how much your parents earned when you were a child?
No. I remember. I knew that they worked really hard, and I knew that it sparked something in me. That I would, when I became the right age, that I would work just as hard, and maybe even harder to even like repay them in some type of way. Monetary wise, I didn't know what they were making, but I knew at family parties, the more I got to know like my aunts and uncles and their profession, it was all nursing and I remember as a kid, the question was like, why is everyone a nurse? Obviously, a lot of Filipinos are in that field, but looking further in that, I then started realizing, there is good money in that field.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I don't know I didn't know specifically how much they made. They were very secretive with that. I don't see, I think it's pretty normal, to not have like, hey, I make this much. And,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I definitely didn't know how much my parents made, but I knew that we were not rich and that we struggled a lot, especially because when my parents got divorced, that we were no longer two income household. We were separate, so that's why I'm always very like scared of not having enough
Right.
money. Did your family budget? How did you feel about it? We didn't budget. I didn't know what was happening, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think Asia, since we've been together, she's learned and empathized with my upbringing. And, I think my parents, they taught me how to hustle. They taught me how to work and not take it for granted. But they did not teach me how to handle money. And that's okay, because they put the energy somewhere else, still turned out, pretty decent. Don't look at me like that.
I'm smiling.
But yeah, so it definitely, I had no idea actually what budgeting was. Even like when I first met Asia, I thought it was
we
a
first
simple.
met, we didn't budget at all.
Yeah, I thought it was a simple structure as save money, and make money and then save money. I thought it was as simple as that. But yeah, and obviously you guys know that Asia has blossomed into this money guru, and which has translated in how I handle my money, and even taking control of my money. But yeah, that was a long answer.
You can kind of tell, I think, this video how we communicate differently, because his answers will always be much longer than mine.
Yeah,
He's a storyteller.
if you know me, I love storytelling. I do it in my dance and just how I tell stories.
Did your parents fight about money? Oh, my parents were divorced, so they fought about everything. But I never heard my parents actually fight.
Yeah, I don't remember any like. Oh, I thought that was a moment there.
Oh no.
I've never heard my parents fight, really. If there was a fight, it was like a disagreement over what my brother and sisters, over me, my brothers and sisters. But I don't think anything about money. I think my mom definitely handled the money, and my dad, just being the man of the house, did everything else. And he loves to cook, so.
Still waiting for you to catch that bug. Catch that cooking bug.
HelloFresh! Gotta get more HelloFresh.
What money habits did your parents practice, and how did you feel about those habits? I don't know if they ever. I mean, now my parents are coming to me for money advice. So
yeah, I think everyone that knows you, even like.
Yeah.
I think my
his
friends.
family.
My friends. I'm like, hey, text Asia. All right, I'll text Asia.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
But yeah, no, we did. It's just the whole thing of not talking about money when I was younger. So I didn't learn anything from
Yeah,
them.
I just remember my mom did like almost every night after dinner. I think it was more of like an era thing too. At the time, like everything wasn't digital, so there was notebooks, upon the bills, and she would write everything down.
Yeah.
And I remember just looking through it, as a kid, like it looked a lot.
Yeah.
Like, tedious, and it was overwhelming, and but yeah.
Now we have that auto pay.
Yeah.
Makes it easier. Okay, so that's the last one of past. So let's do present. Oh, I guess this is future. I have no idea how this is sped up. The future is about understanding how your money past has manifested itself today. So it is present. It's about understanding why you make the decisions you do, and less about finding each other's balance sheets. Okay, what drives your financial decisions?
You go. I don't know.
Mine is stability. Just because, now that when I grew up, there was like no financial stability at all. And that manifested itself in me and having like this huge amount of debt. And I don't ever want to feel that way ever again. So now that
Yeah.
I am in a financial, like a really great financial place where I don't have debt and basically everything is paid off for the year, like in terms of bills, and I have a fully funded emergency fund, and I'm saving up for investing in a house and our future. It feels really good. So just like stability, not being rich, but just being not being afraid of not having money again.
Yeah. I think the more that I aged, the more, my decisions were, they matured a lot. And then, my family wasn't rich either, and putting us against, you know, other family members that I was close with that were around a lot of money. It taught me, it was silly back then, but I always wanted to keep up with those,
With the Joneses.
yeah, and so, I wasn't born in money, so I had to work for it. I had to hustle for it. And so as I got older, the more money I made, because the more I hustled. But the more money I made, I am, more than average. More than what I used to make. Being young, single. I
He had a
indulged.
lot of Louis Vuitton when I met him.
Yeah, so
A
my
lot.
priorities were are definitely different, and it's a lifestyle because it's a lifestyle that I had to earn, and that wasn't given to me, and so that still is instilled into me today. But now it's a balance, and it is.
I think you spend a lot of your money now on your work, like videos and stuff like that.
For sure. I'm not a stranger in self-investing, and
He invests
especially
a
as an
lot.
artist and a creative. I have to invest just in myself, and then and hopefully there's a return after that. And usually there is, but the struggle of an independent artist. Sometimes,
Because he has to pay for everything, like studio time, if he works with a different producer, so
yeah. So
that's where
just
most
everything,
of my
everything in
money
dance, I have to pay for. If I want to rehearse somewhere, I have to pay for that. I want to shoot something, I have to pay for that, and everything that entails with a video shoot. And then little things that come down to like just what you wear, right? I just can't wear a white beater and
Well, that's
and
what
the
you used to
sweatpants.
wear when you first started dating.
But yeah, so it's so my decisions are based on my art, where I want to go with my art, and my passions, and then obviously also being with Asia, being able to provide for Asia and whatever our future is in store for. So
I just want to memory when we first went to the first and only time we've been to Disneyland. We went to Disneyland on one of our first dates, and Brian wore a leather tank top. Disneyland.
Yeah. Anyways, next.
I don't know why I brought that up, but it just reminded me of that. If you won $1 million today, what would you do with the money?
I would give it to you and
And
to handle.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's your
I would. Obviously, there's a lot of space, a lot of room, to celebrate and reward yourself. But for the most part, I would, especially at our age now.
Yeah. You definitely have to save taxes for that. That's one thing I know for sure. And then I would buy a house, like buy property, and then invest the rest. Maybe do a nice trip, a little shopping spree, maybe, but mostly it would go towards, I think, property and then investing.
Yeah, agreed.
What's one money habit that you admire about each other? Mine is that you don't hesitate in spending, like we said, spending money on yourself for your work.
Mine would be. It's hard because
Just so
literally,
many.
literally everything that you do inspires me and it motivates me. And yeah, it keeps me in check. So just the way overall how you handle your money journey.
Mm-hmm.
Still learning. Still learning.
Work in progress. If you lost $100 on, if I lost $100 on something and didn't tell you, would you be upset with me?
If you lost $100?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means, but I guess like it's if you lost $100, would you be upset and I didn't tell you, would you be upset with me? And then the next follow-up question is, how about 1,000? So for me, I'm just gonna assume like if it wasn't our money and if it was just your money, I'd be like, eye roll. But if it was our money together, then I'd be upset.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, because if it's your money, then you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
I would just.
Yeah. I roll.
What scares you about money?
Yeah. So like I said before, I wasn't really taught, you didn't get taught in school. I didn't get taught at home. I think the taxes part really scares me or really throws me for a loop.
I'm trying to encourage him to save, but it's tough when you have to pay so much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still very much on the...
And he's had really bad experiences with tax people.
I'm still very much just, I work hard because it takes a lot. I make great money, but a lot goes into doing so. And so I'm very still much in just save as much as I can, and then everything else will just fall into place, which is a really bad habit. So yeah.
I don't think it's a bad habit.
But I don't compartmentalize or I don't siphon all my everything.
You just put everything away, but you don't have there's no purpose to where you want your money to go.
Yeah.
What scares me about money is just losing it, not having any.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because when I first met her, when we first started dating,
I was hella broke. I had no job or anything.
Yeah. For me, and it was really interesting dynamic because I've already established myself and I was already making great money. And I think that was one of the things that actually brought us closer because I've always just wanted to help her find her niche and help her, get financially stable, whether it's something creative or something that's more hands-on.
Do you remember when I told you I had debt? Did I ever tell you, or did I just start posting videos about it?
And that's something I didn't understand until you guys actually started, I think. Maybe it's that debt is something because I don't have debt. I've never had that magnitude of debt.
Yeah.
Still go to school. But so I couldn't really relate to her on that. I just knew that, as a man and, so that loved her, you don't want to see your loved one struggle. And I think just with that, and then obviously you want to bring out the best in each other. And so, and their potential. And I don't know. I'm always thinking about how I could help you since day one.
Yeah.
I think I veered off, but...
You just love me so much.
Yeah. Remember I made the shirt for you? The one with your face on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have that shirt. What do you wish you knew more about? I guess that means in terms of money. What do you wish you knew more about in terms of money?
Yeah, I mean, shoot. Freaking everything. Asia and I don't fight. And if we do fight, I think it is about money. Or
it's not
like a fight, but
it's not really a fight. It's just we're still trying to figure out that everyone
do you
always asks me
understand?
like how do you and Brian deal with money, and right now it's very separate, so it's trying to figure out how we can work together on certain things.
Yeah.
So it's not really fights. It's
What's the
more
question?
what do you wish you knew more about.
Yeah, and so I think, hey, I'm learning, like, as you guys are learning. She's still, she's teaching me, and yeah, basically just how to,
Yeah.
what I should do.
Yeah. It just scares me to have that level of responsibility over someone's money that's not my own.
Yeah.
That's why I like.
Sure.
Not, it just scares me. I wish I knew more about like investing. I have my financial advisor who I just give all my extra money to now, and he takes care of it because I just don't want to fuck shit up. Because now this is future stuff. This is planning for our future. So I just don't want to like make a bad investment and lose money or, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, same here.
What would it take for you to feel happy about money? Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know. I just think because I'm very proud of what I do, and I just know that it takes a lot to get that, and so it already makes me like happy because there's a sense of like
you're happy with how you're getting your money.
Yeah, I work my butt off for it, and so I feel like I'm not answering that question, or is that simple?
I mean, I think it's just whatever your initial response is. For me, what would it take for you to feel happy about money? For me, happy means stability. So I would like to own property. Like full out own property.
Yeah, same.
Because that's like, then if you own it, then you have this income, or you don't have to pay rent, or, whatever. So I think that would make me feel super stable.
Yeah. And then like opening, a restaurant, and let that, make money while you sleep, or type of.
I don't think restaurants do that.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. No. It's a 24-hour restaurant coming soon.
Someone's sleeping, but it's not you. But yeah, that's also like we've been thinking about like what we would want to do together as an investment. And for me, like he's always wanted to open a restaurant, but to me, the restaurant industry is just not something I want to be in. Especially now we're seeing all these places close. Just scares me. But I would like to get a creative space to where you can make money while you sleep, where you just have an online system and you have all these different rooms where people can shoot, or we have a lot of them in LA, but there's not any in Houston. There's definitely not any in Hawaii. So it's just like, and then a place where also you can choreograph, so you no longer have to use that as an expense. So those are the kind of things that I would prefer to go into with Brian. But again, that comes to owning property.
Yeah.
What does having money mean to you? Stability.
I'm gonna say stability.
Well, I mean, we have very different relationships when it comes to money. I mean, like relationships towards money.
Yeah.
Is that your answer?
I like, obviously yes. I think stability is very just.
Okay.
Very universal, yeah. Everyone should be stability.
What are you comfortable telling me about your money, and any debts that are important to know? I don't got no debt. I don't got no debt. You know everything I have. You know everything I have.
I don't.
Well, I mean, like, I'm definitely comfortable talking about everything.
Yeah. I mean, I just have, like, regular, monthly credit card. I just need to pay off at the end of the month. But that's about it. Yeah. I still have my car note. But
not next year.
Because I'm going to buy that hoe.
You want to buy the Tesla? I'm not opposed to it, but it's probably going to be like $50,000.
It is what it is.
Okay. All right, so now we're future. Knowing what we're working towards helps us build a shared vision and chip away at it together. No matter if your current situation is good or bad, the future has the ability to inspire and motivate us to reach our goals. So we are in
you're still going?
We are in the final stretch.
Oh shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 more questions. What are you working towards? What dreams do we have? 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year? 1 year, that's when we would get the shared car. So that's something that we're financially working towards. 5 years, I would like to own, I would say like 2 properties, one that we would live in and then one that we would, whether it's a business or we rent out or just some kind of income property. And then 10 and 20 years, just like be able to travel and retire and just setting yourself up for like a really stable financial life.
Yeah.
But then also like just now that I don't have debt, also just saving up for things like for trips and stuff. Because I feel like when we go on trips, it's very like last minute. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can go or whatever. But now I would like to save up. Like if we do like a yearly trip, like a really nice trip, and start saving up for that like every year.
Yeah. Yeah, my 1 year is like more on the artist side. It's, you know, finishing and providing for my album and all the and all the campaign that goes with it. In 1 year, 5 years, same thing. Have my, restaurant that I'm working on, the shared car, and then, the 10 years, just completely financial freedom and traveling, and retiring and living the rest of a good life.
Yeah. What do you want to leave behind for kids or for others?
For like our kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I would like to leave behind a couple properties, some money.
Yeah, I mean.
Definitely be able to save up for their college so they can pay for college in cash. Just no debt. Set them up to just
success, but also at the same time not spoil them, so know the value of working for money.
Do you expect to get an inheritance from your family? I actually had this conversation with both of my parents because Todd asked me while we were kind of figuring out how much I needed to save every month for investing, and the answer for me is no. I mean, they'll probably get both parents own houses. They still have a mortgage on them, but outside of the house, that's it. Houses. So one in San Diego, one in Hawaii.
Yeah, I haven't had that conversation with my parents. I know there's land in the Philippines that my dad wants me to sign papers for. But
for the past 2 years, he's been wanting you to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really interesting question to talk about, I guess. What would you want to happen to your money if you died? I mean, it would go to you and the dogs.
Yeah, to you and the dogs.
Probably help, like, depending on how much money I have, like, if I could help my parents pay off their mortgages, then that would be good too. And charity. Animals.
Yeah, I'm almost done paying off my mom's car. I bought
I
bought my mom a car. Almost done paying that off. So that, I want to give them a 1-story house. Yeah. You and my parents?
Mm-hmm. Last question. Do you expect to support your parents or other loved ones in the future? That's kind of, I guess it's a very broad question, but for both of us, it's absolutely if they need help with it. If anyone needs help, then obviously we're there. But we haven't had the conversation of, I guess like for me, like Popo, she still lives in her house and then Auntie Susan lives with her to help out. So that's why I'm saying like I've never had that conversation of what happens when my parents get to the age where we need to figure out whether or not they can live by themselves or if they're going to a nursing home or something like that.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yay!
How do you feel?
I feel hungry. I feel like we have these conversations in the car, like cumulative up to this point. But
well, thanks for joining me, honey.
Yeah.
And we hope this inspired you to talk.
Yeah, especially if you don't have that. If you don't have that conversation. Wait, especially if
you haven't had.
Yeah, especially if you haven't had that conversation with your significant other. Or
just anyone. The goal is to just start talking about money so it's less taboo. And
you can learn a lot, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.